कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैतुष्टवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
And I just summarize in my words what I understood you say yesterday. So, that'd be helpful to others also. So yesterday was was quite different from the other teaching that you translated, in that it described a state where you're already in. It's described a deeper state, one that is not so concerned with the mind stuff, but that has already dropped deeper. That is equanimous, and where sukha arises, a sweet feeling of joy, and it's said not to remain stuck there, not to taste it too much, in order to get led away by it, but to just remain fairly steady. That's what I understood. And it would be a teaching for people who are not too disturbed by mental formations, who are already capable of, as Ajay said, to jump into the swimming pool and kind of walk towards it. That's what I understood. Do you agree with that? Is that a fair summary of what?
So, last 10 or 12 couplets were Kuriyat. One should do this, one should do that. One should not taste the joy of sukha. One should not engage in mind. So these were all kuriyat. Should do, should not do, not kuriyat. Doing is an antidote to doing. Mind has its own patterns, automatic patterns of doing. So doing something is an antidote to those pattern unconscious doings. Thinking is an antidote to pattern of thoughts. Doing cannot be ultimate. Thinking cannot be ultimate. Thought cannot be ultimate. Doing something cannot be ultimate. There is a story, popular story, that goes in this tradition. A boy, like 6-year-old boy,
60.
6-year-old boy,
It's not called boy.
That's what I thought.
or maybe 60-year-old boy.
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah.
He started saying, "Mama, my nose are growing." Mother saw there is no growth in the nose. That he said, "No, Mama, my nose are growing." So she tried hard to make her see. Now it has grown this big. See, it has grown like, see, it is here. It's grown. It's growing. So Mama couldn't do anything. She tried hard to convince her. He would say, "It's growing, it's becoming heavier. See, I can see it. It's growing." So they took him to Lucknow, to Indiranagar. And what he did, what he said, like, boy was very much, because people would say it's not growing, and he was convinced, because he could feel something is growing, just he could feel, although it was not growing. So the first thing that he said, that yes, it's growing. And boy was like 50% relaxed. So at least someone is there who has accepted that nose is growing. Then he said, "Okay, what you should do, you should worship Ganesha, because it has also that elephant god with big nose. And slowly it will start becoming less." How should I worship? Do this and do that, and chant 5 times this, and burn an incense, bring laddus, offer it. And nose will start growing less. It will grow and grow back, like it will become less. So boy started doing it after 2-3 days. "Yes, Mama, it is becoming less." Keep on doing that. Yes, Mama, it is becoming less. Yes, Mama, now it's okay after 1 month. Nose was never growing, nor it was coming back. ना कछु हुआ, न है कछु, न कछु हो बनहार. Nothing has happened, nothing will happen, nothing is happening. But somehow thoughts are antidote to the pattern of thinking. Similarly, doings are antidote to mind already doing, engaged with something. And to negate that antidote as thoughts or doings is not very much helpful. So in last 10 slokas, couplets, he was giving his version of what to do, what to not to do, what to do, what to not to do. Now he says the result of it. Yada na liyate chittam na cha vikshipyate punah aninganam anabhasam sampannam brahma taddatha. When mind is not sleeping and when it is not scattered, etc., that we have said, what it is supreme consciousness. The ultimate consciousness. When it is not waving. Like one Swamiji asked one Swamiji, you know that flags we put. So he asked, which is moving, the flag or the wind?
Oh.
Swamiji said, it's your mind is moving. It's neither flag. Your mind is moving. So he's saying when mind is not moving, it simply is consciousness, ultimate consciousness. Not that mind will know it. Not that mind will experience it. Unlike popular belief, it's not an experience. It's not an heightened experience of mind. There are heightened experience of mind which comes and goes, but what we are talking about is not an heightened experience of mind. It's something that is there. One example of that is given like 10 boys or 20 boys are studying Vedas, are studying in the class, counting or singing. Small boys, they study together and they all speak together. 1, 1, 2, 2, they keep repeating. So it's like recognizing your son's voice in that. The voice is already there. He is shouting and studying among 20 children. Just recognizing that. Your son's voice. One example is given.
Your
Son's voice.
Your son, like your child's voice. Like when 10, 20 children are speaking,
Okay.
if you can recognize which one is your child's voice.
And that would be, your child's voice would be what then? In this?
The simple, common experience, everyday experience of enlightenment,
Oh.
or supreme consciousness, or meditative state,
So
or
that-
equanimity.
So you're just part of those many voices then?
Like, of many experiences happening,
Yeah.
there is one that a special thing that is happening all the time. Don't call it experience, that one existence,
No.
something, awareness, a simple thing.
A kind of discernment, maybe.
Ikanda?
Discernment, like to be able to discern.
Teleport.
In
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the example is never exactly,
No.
Yeah.
that's why it's example, but it's like something which is already here.
Like, if we watch, all other things, they come and go. All the voices, voices of your professor, voices of your mother, all other voices, also what you wished, they also come, but they also go. They are not always there. But something is always there. So he's asking, whatever is always there, which doesn't come, which doesn't go, just to discern on that.
To focus on that.
Not focus, because focus is always through the mind.
Okay.
Like it's
Oh.
going
okay.
backward,
Discern.
discern, it's I think a
Tell it
better
apart.
word, like really,
What's always there, just
just
um,
ride
right.
into that.
Right.
Because mind is not there in sleep.
Yeah.
Whenever we are saying this Sakshi, awareness, being aware, observer, the observer of sleep. Otherwise you may create, like in courts you have witness and you have false witness. So one may create a false witness, which has some effort to it to make the witnessing happen. But the Sakshi, the witness, is the witness of sleep also. Like you cannot exactly conceive what it is because mind goes up to dream. Everything that you can make up, create, is going up to dream only. So there is no point in trying to understand or create an observer.
Because that would be mind again.
Yeah.
So we try and let go of that.
Yeah, maybe like even not let go, because let go also is
Doing.
like withdraw.
Yeah.
withdrawn, that will be a better way. Like let go is also effort from the mind.
Yeah.
And it's like just only you have to withdraw, just be back, always back as you can. Withdraw, and then again back, and like that.
Thanks.
So these are like things that you know, and say if someone says something that challenges that, you can come up with a rational, you can think and come up with a rational reason why you know that. But really you just know. And it's not a feeling.
Yeah.
It's just you know that.
It's like Dasamastomasi. One classic example is 10 people, they were swimming across a river. 10 people, they were swimming across a river. And when they swam across, they said, maybe one of us might have blown away. So let's count each other. So one of them counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Forgot himself. Then
The another counted, then another counted, and then they started all weeping that one of us has.
drowned in the river. So it's like similar kind of a story happens to us,
Yeah.
Like
So-
we count everything,
Yeah.
but not us.
So one of the person, one wise man came and said, "What? Now let me know. 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10th is you. You are the 10th." So that simple, ordinary, day to day, moment to moment, thing that manifests as existence may manifest as experience, may manifest as joyfulness, existence, experience, and joyfulness is already there. Any attempt from your side to use it is futile. Trying to use it to have a hollow behind or to fly or levitate, or to solve your problem in your own way is futile. The moment you try to use that experience, it will be reduced to something. It's very subtle and very ordinary.
Such an ordinary,
Yeah. And why people miss it, in Yoga Vasishtha it said, Arth Kriya Karitva. People want to use it. Because they have their own conceptions about how these experiences should be. And that may not let you simply staying with it.
So are you saying that there is always like a kind of knowing? If we just keep our mind out of it,
Yeah.
we could access it, but we can't use it because
It
it's
is
only in the moment.
it's more powerful than to use it. Like it is itself a reward, so to say, to be with it, than to use it to solve the petty things. Like, like it's like going to a king and asking for a cucumber. Trying to solve the mind, knots of the mind, or trying to fly or levitate or, great power or siddhis or expecting something extraordinary is like going to a king and asking for cucumber. That simple, ordinary, subtle, ordinary experience, like a form of experience or existence or joyfulness, just staying with it is capable of solving, resolving, dissolving all this, but not as per your programming. Not as per your design. It's like an elephant which comes in your house. What will it do?
It's a friend that comes
In your house.
Elephant,
Oh, thank God.
because the houses are not made for
Oh,
elephants.
yeah.
So of course, if elephant enters this door, what will be the situation of this door?
All the structures will go. हाथी आएगा तो घर तोड़ डालेगा.
Hathi.
It will not be that simple, ordinary. Let me add, powerful.
So you liken it to an elephant, it's that powerful.
Yeah, like subtle, deep, ordinary. Let me add all adjectives: joyful, love, kindness, compassion, silence. It's like just stay with it. If you go with a king, don't ask for cucumber.
Now, if it's that subtle, then and that transparent and that it doesn't have a smell. It doesn't, why should it be? Why then should it be sweet? Why could it be not completely neutral?
Yeah, it's like because in itself
Yeah.
it's neutral,
Yeah.
but then because of our taste, when we express, it can be expressed as lovingness, as joyous. That is like when we express.
It may express in the form of a compassion that a mother has for a child. And it may express in the form of a compassion that mother has for somebody who is trying to grab his child. You know, that rage.
Mm.
Well, once you experience this, and you know this, I don't see how you want to live in the practical, real world. Who cares?
Very easily. Easier than, now.
Just trusting, like this mind, it's like the house doesn't want to crumble down. So it takes some time for elephant to get him.
Wait, but you can't liken it to an elephant, can you?
It's an analogy.
I don't really see that because it's so subtle. So
Yeah.
elephants are not subtle.
Yeah. It's like
Analogies are
the
Yeah.
examples are given
Okay.
in the books.
Okay.
So
Because for us in the West, we say, oh, it's like an elephant in a china shop. That means very clumsy. And yeah.
But elephants are considered here very wise.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah. Well, we say bull in the
A bull in a shirt. Oh, in German, it's an elephant.
They say elephant.
Yeah.
It seems like we've got many of the statements mixed up in the West, like owls are supposed to be wise.
Yeah. Here owl is
It
fool.
tells us that owls are
Oh, yeah. Really?
Yeah, owls are
So
fools.
maybe elephants in
fool.
the room
Yeah.
in the East means
Like
something
they,
different
you
than
know,
what
like-
it does in the West.
if somebody is not very accurate, we say ullu. Ullu is the word for
Ullu is
owl.
Wow.
So when they say the elephant's in the room, they're on about the wisdom and not its size. They're on about the size of its wisdom.
Yeah. Elephant, they have very good memory
Yeah.
and they can even pick needle.
Yeah.
Swastham, Shantam, Sanirvanam, Akathyam, Sukhamuttamam, Ajam, Ajena, Geyam, Sarvagyam, Parichakshate. Now, our 10 slokas, he has described to do this, to that. Now he is describing the stage. Swastham. Literal meaning could be established in oneself. Common meaning is healthy. Healthy. Shantam. Quiet. Sanirvanam. Bana is like arrow. Somebody with arrow, stuck with arrow. Nirvana means as if arrow has been taken out. No, arrow, something, some instrument of torture, something that is keeps paining you. The arrow has been taken out. Akathyam. It cannot be truly described. akatyam. It can be pointed out but cannot be truly described. Sukham uttamam. Sukham uttamam. The highest kind of pleasure or higher kind of sukham. Ajam ajena geyena, knowing itself by itself. Kind of knowingness. Sarvagyam, knower of all. Like in every knowing, this is there. Whenever cognizance happens, this thing is there. That's why it's called Sarvagya. Sarvagya doesn't mean it knows all about everything. But whenever any knowing happens, whenever you know anything, the knowing behind the knowing kind of thing.
Basically.
Yeah, that's why. Parichakshate. That is how it is explained by these words.
Aditya, speaking from my own experience, in all innocence and without knowing it, this state could be mimicked by the mind, could be imitated by the mind fooling you and saying, this is that state. And it is, and you just think, oh yeah, it must be that state, but it isn't. It's really, really difficult to know when you've been led up the garden path, when you've been fooled and when you haven't been. Because I see, in my own experience, and maybe teach me.
Because like what will be different, like when mind will be in charge of speaking that, there will be like you will feel some kind of proud
Yes.
about it.
Claim ownership of it.
Yeah. And when simply it comes,
Yeah.
then that is not there.
Oh, that's good. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. No pride in the.
Yeah, nothing like, like what happens, is like when you speak something which is not from you, then also like you make yourself like,
Puff
heavier.
yourself up.
Yeah, heavier.
Okay.
There is like something you speak out and something you speak in at the same time. To yourself also you say, okay, yes, I am that, kind of. And when it comes simply, it's so simple, just.
Yeah. That's true. Because, say, everywhere, not only in the West, there are, satsang teachers, and, I go there and I just think, well, something isn't right here. I mean, I just feel, I often can't even put it into words, but, this sound, and it sounds perfect, it sounds.
Yeah, the words are always perfect.
Yeah.
But behind the words,
Right.
it's imperfection.
And it's just a hunch, as they say, just a.
Second.
Ajayji, have these people like doing these people Ernst is talking about, or have they done like
Have they done like?
sorry, I forgot what I was saying. Have they had the experience or the knowing and then come back and then think they can teach about it? Is that also like then the pride comes and all that stuff?
I really.
You don't know
Yeah.
if they have
I
it.
have to be in front of.
Yeah. Because like it's gonna differ, but sometimes you can have the language just based on reading, and sometimes not.
Certainly.
For me, it really is quite innocent in many ways. It's not that somebody goes out there, okay, I'll make some money, I'll charge for this. I don't think that happens a lot.
Yeah, because it's like, like the first thing in the path of spirit, spiritual, like we really have to be honest.
Yeah.
And generally, we are not, When I say, I open a shop and I say, I put water outside and I say, this is for service. But actually, this service is provided, so you drink water and come to my shop.
Yeah, sure.
So,
okay.
like, my move was not from a honest place.
From a marketing.
Putting
place,
water, from a marketing place.
Which is okay,
All right, so they're doing it because they're marketing themselves.
Don't decide like this. Because we cannot make a general, feeling about everyone. It has to be very, like, in honor of that, it has to be very particular. You know, that when you are there, you can say this. But like speaking from here, it will be like a general, statement.
Isn't it also that ego is trying to like take a possession of every experience which happened?
Yeah, it's like it's very human, also not to, it's really, really human to, to have
Yeah, that's
that.
what I mean, yeah.
But then, also keeping an eye on that, it also kind of, we have a way out of that. Certainly as human, that is with us to take, claim what I have done, also what I have not done,
To decorate the personality with the experience.
with those things.
Like one more medal.
Yeah, as you can see, we have done today, that is for sure not to convert you,
Today I found the bag and then
It was
Playing
like,
around.
like that.
What happened?
Oh,
If
you can't see,
our
you can't.
forehead,
Oh.
we have painted forehead today.
So you're only wise today, Aditya. You're only wise today.
So the teachers who are doing that, do they know they're doing that? Do they know they're talking from that space? Or do they know they don't have that real
No,
experience?
because like when when you talk from possession, like it's very, very difficult to know, like there is something deeper than that.
and sometimes it oscillates also.
Yes,
Like
it oscillates.
At times you can talk from experience, at times.
Yeah.
So for that, like in your lab, you have to trust yourself. Like the satisfaction of knowing and caution of mimicking. That both, like if you only think that I am mimicking, then that will not let you get into the experience. And if you only think that I have got the experience, then you might end up just mimicking.
Yeah.
So just caution. Like trusting really yourself up and honestly diagnosing both things.
It's really difficult to know, in my practice, I find it very difficult to know whether I'm being honest. I mean, really do. I've said this before.
Yeah, but like when you really question, that means, like the honesty is there.
Yes, and then that there's a voice saying you're saying that because you want to appear honest. You say, I really don't know whether I'm honest. Oh yeah, the voice that said that was, showing you, I'm so humble.
Yeah.
So there's this.
Yeah, there is like this whole process.
Of the onion.
Yeah. Kind of, peeling up onions, And many times when you peel off onion, tears come in your eye. So that also we have to accept that is peeling off onion is not without tears.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
In that process for me.
So Ajay, was that Derek about to talk?
No.
Oh. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So, and Aditya too, I can't see. So I had this this morning I had all these memories come back about the way that I quit my job, and that fear came through really strongly, and I could see, you know, it was like, there was like just like a tiny bit of doubt about the fear, like that this isn't gonna happen. And I focused on that tiny bit of doubt. And is that the way to like dissolve this fear more? That, yeah, okay. Because it does dissolve, but then I don't know, you know, like if that, it's gonna dissolve anyway. But
no, that is certainly, you know, that if you really question doubt, then because of doubt, fear comes.
But the doubt was like the good thing, like the doubt in the fear.
The doubt in the fear.
Yeah,
No, but
doubt
fear,
of the fear.
But how fear came?
Right, well, doubting my actions.
Activity.
That's my activity.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. So there
Because of doubt, fear came.
Because of doubt, fear came.
Yeah, you know, like as soon as you doubt,
Yeah.
then fear comes, you know, whether I made the right or it was not right.
Yeah. And then, like, I was, you know, engaging with the fear for a while, and then I noticed there was like a little bit of doubt about the fear.
Yeah.
And then that's where I went. I went into that little bit of doubt. Yeah.
And then doubt will finish, you know.
And then doubt. Aha!
Yeah.
So it's like
as soon as you doubt the fear,
uh-huh.
doubt goes up.
So both the doubt. So
Yeah,
it's like the
the
antidote of
Yeah.
the. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, but is that?
But it works.
It
really.
works.
Mm.
Yeah. Huh. So it's the same doubt that was there in the beginning, and then okay. Oh right, because it was the first thing. So right, that's why it works. Okay.
This one thing I didn't quite really get. You talked about thought being the antidote to thought, and was it
Pattern of thought.
sorry?
Pattern of thought.
Pattern of thought. So are you saying to introduce a new thought to challenge? No.
Somehow the both antidote means something which cancels itself also and cancels the pattern also.
Yes, it's just a little poison to cure a bigger poison.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, you know, they use the example of a thorn,
Thorn.
taking out the
Another
thorn, and then
Both are thought.
both
Oh,
be through.
on, yeah. So thought here is, does it mean wise reflection?
Yeah, like just now,
Yeah.
some thought is making you ask the question.
Yeah. Or
So
that wise reflection.
And then you need another thought to address it.
Okay.
In experience, the address to the answer to thought will not be there. When I
Sorry, again. In my experience,
like when you are having the experience
Yes.
of meditation, or when you are in meditative
Yeah.
state, the answer will not be there.
no.
But the question will start troubling.
The question will start from there.
Stop troubling.
The question will stop troubling me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you have one question just now. So it's good to ask question.
Mhm.
That is what I mean. It's
Okay.
good to ask question.
Okay, that's what that means.
Yeah.
Okay. It's good to question things and to
But
voice it.
Yeah, to voice it, but not to take the answer too seriously.
Yes, okay, good.
You see?
Right. Not to get stuck on the answer, but just to let it. That's very much what's happening to me here. You
Yeah.
know, I say these things and I listen carefully to what you say. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is how, like you had one question, I answered it. Now you may not remember the answer.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The answer might never but that question
Yeah.
is gone.
Yes, yes, yes.